Hi everybody and welcome back to the Lord's Table. If you're new to the channel, my name is Samantha, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. So welcome to the Lord's Table, Ladies of Real Destiny, where we get to dine with the Lord and we get to dine with each other, where we share our experiences, where we share different things that we have gone through and the journeys that we are taking as ladies of real destiny. We're being authentic, we're being real, we're being true to self. Awesome. So if you watched my previous video where I was sharing the journey, when this journey started of 2020, where I started being real and authentic with myself and with you, the viewers and people around my lives, because some people don't, they see and they assume certain things. So I started on a journey, so you can watch that video. We'll put the link down below, or you can just search on the videos that we shared about polycystic ovary syndrome and you will see. So the next video, this video is I'm going to be sharing about the journey of polycystic ovaries once again, but taking it to another level, which I never thought I would. So with polycystic ovary syndrome, when I got diagnosed is when I was 25, and I think it was the first year of marriage or the second of marriage, and we obviously wanted a family. I wanted to be a mother at the age of 23. No, I would have wanted to have children by then, and at 25 probably would have wanted to have about 3 already or 4. No, I'm kidding. I would have wanted to have a couple of kids by then. So the journey started with when I went to the doctors, because I was feeling some type of way, and the doctor said, I think you're pregnant, and she sent me for tests, took tests, and to cut the long story short, over the weekend I was supposed to get my test results on Monday, but over the weekend I had a miscarriage, which then the nurse said is a miscarriage, and there was, you had a miscarriage, blah blah blah. And the results never did come back because there was a mix-up at the lab. So fast forward, I went to the doctor and I went to the gynae, and they had so many tests done on me, and that is when they found out that I had polycystic ovary syndrome. So from there it was a journey. 5 years down the line, still trying for a child, nothing. Had a few miscarriages here and there, and you can't explain to anybody what you're going through or what your body is doing, because you're finding it even difficult yourself to talk about it. Pardon me, I'm getting a bit teary because it's a very hard subject to talk about. 5 years down the line, nothing's happening. We are in a church. We're fellowshipping in our church. My husband and I are new leaders in the church. Well, I've always been a Sunday school teacher working with children, and I love that. And we're in the church, and there came a point where I struggled to work with children, and I've always worked with children since I was a child myself. I've always wanted to teach, to play, and do all sorts of children. But there was a time where I found it difficult. I would cry to deal with Sunday school, and I asked my pastor if I could just sit down for a while, because I could not handle the fact that children are coming left, right, and center. My friends were having babies. Everybody was having babies around me. I'll just backtrack a little bit. A friend of mine, another thing that really got to me is when a friend of mine gave birth. She was actually meant to be maid of honor at my wedding, but she refused because for her own personal reasons. But we were very close, and when she got pregnant, do you know they say that a pregnancy or a child will tend to like certain people? Her pregnancy just did not want to leave me. She would stay at my house 24/7. She would not eat anything unless I come and cook it. And when she gave birth, she struggled to to bath the baby, or the first time I had to go early in the morning to go bath the baby, and all sorts. Because I've been dealing with babies for most of my life, I found that it came natural. I was not even scared to hold a tiny baby and wash her and give her a bath. So fast forward, what my friend then did a couple of months or so later, here is me having a relationship with her children. Here's me having a relationship with her daughter, and her husband and my husband were best friends since high school. And so here we are having this relationship, and from nowhere she said to me, Samantha, oh, I asked her, how come you've gone quiet? You don't come with the child anymore, you don't come with my little girl anymore, we're not. And she blatantly said to me, Samantha, I'm in a place where I just want to play and hang around with people who have children. That was a knife right into my heart. She knew what I was going through. She was with me the day that I was told that I had a miscarriage, the first miscarriage. But she goes and says that to me. It was rather a hard thing to do. So I just, yeah, as you can tell, it's still a bit raw. So I said, okay, that's fine. And the strangest thing, the person that she wanted to hang around with was also my friend, a very good friend of mine whom I had introduced to. I had introduced the two of them, and she had 2 kids, so she wanted to hang around with people that were with children. Anyway, fast forward. So I said, okay, that's it. And that's, to this day, we rarely talk. We don't even see each other. And it's sad because her child was born while I was there. The first milestones, I was there, and things like that. So that was the journey. It became so hard and then spiraled, and I couldn't handle dealing with Sunday school children at that time, because my friends, even in the church, were giving birth. And one annoying thing that got me was, you know, at church we have altar calls, and they'll say, if you need prayer, if you need this, come forward. It seemed like everybody in the church at any altar call, they would turn around and look, aren't you coming up? And I'm like, no, I don't have a prayer request. Aren't you coming up? You would have ushers coming to ask me, are you not coming to the altar call? No. You don't know the conversation that I'm having with God. But the babies. I'm like, yes, you're praying for me. I'm praying. God is hearing, but it doesn't have to be every single time I have to get my hands laid on my head for that. So a label was put on me. The barren one. The one who needs to have prayer for a baby. Labels were put on me, and it was difficult. 5 years, I would cry, like I said, 6, 7. My husband would be very encouraging. Thank God for Ronald, my husband. He would be so encouraging. He would tell me, it's going to be fine. We're going to be all right. And then there got a time where I wept, and I remember that night I cried. And I said, I want a baby. And then he held me. And for the first time, he was really tough on me, and he looked at me and goes, Samantha, I'm not God. Neither are you. God will give us a child when the time is right. He is God. And I'm not God. I'm not going to be able to give you one if God doesn't sign off on it. And it reminded me of Jacob and Rachel. I looked at him, and that was the first time he, like, you know, when you like want to hold somebody and shake them? That's basically what he did. And yeah, it woke me up and encouraged me at the same time. And from that moment, I then decided, you know what, God, yes, I have been trusting you. Yeah, but I'm just gonna wake up from this pity party and just trust you. And then 10 years down the line, it was difficult even for him, because who would comfort the other? He was going through what I was going through. How was I going to comfort him? What am I going to tell him? Friends and family were running around trying to support, but you cannot understand the journey if you've never walked in it. So I had a couple of people that had walked in it, but they walked in it. They had tried for a baby for up to about 5 years. So the most that had walked the journey were 5 years. Here we are at 10 years. And we're just saying, God, my prayer when I was in Form 3, which is the third year of high school, I prayed a prayer, and I remember it very well, because my desire was always to be a wife and a mother. And I remember in Form 3, which is the third year of high school, and I said, God, all I want to do is be a wife, a mother, and a businesswoman. Oh God, that's what I want. And here I am, and I'm crying. It's 10 years down the line after getting married, and there is no sign of pitter patters of feet running around the house. And it breaks you. You lose confidence as a woman. You think you're a failure. You think, there's a time that I wanted to do a Sarah, where I wanted to just say to my husband, you know what, just go, I'll hand you over to whoever, just go, just do what you have to do, because you also want to be a father, because he's always wanted to be a father. And it got to that point where I was like, yeah, you just go. But I just want to thank God that he stood. It was challenging, but he stood. We stood together. We had challenges. It wasn't easy. I tell you, it was not easy. 10 years, not easy. And then can I shock you again? 15 years down the line, no baby. Yeah, just needs this. Yeah. The challenges were super big. And yeah. So on this video, I'm gonna end right here, and I will try and do another one to follow up and tell you more. Ask me questions in the comments below, what you want me to share, even from the little bit that you've heard on this video. What do you want me to share? What do you want to know? And I will share with you. But I have actually never opened my mouth to share on the fertility journey, on the journey of being, I don't want to say I'm being barren, because I'm not barren. I'm fruitful. But God hasn't just blessed me yet. He just hasn't blessed us yet. And I believe the time is coming. In his time, he makes all things beautiful. And if you are like me, and you've been going through a fertility challenges, it's been maybe a year, 2 years, 3, 5, 10, 15, like me, 20, whatever the years that you've been waiting, continue to hold on to God. Continue to trust in God. Continue to believe God. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. That has been my scripture. They shall mount up on wings as eagles. They shall run and not grow weary. They shall walk and not faint. That has been me holding on to. And I've been holding on to Jeremiah 29 verse 11. For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. They are plans to prosper you, not to bring you, not to give you, not to harm you, but of a hope and a future. I've been holding on to those, and you hold on to that. I am going to carry my babies. Sooner or later, God is doing. I said, God, I want double for my trouble, and trust me. And now my family and I, we've been praying, we're going to, God, you're going to give us quads. And I declare that right here, and believe in God. Believe God with me for my husband and I. And I will share the heartaches, everything, This is going to be interesting if we communicate, if we talk. So just talk about what you want to see, and then if you write it all in the comment, I will then do videos that will, follow-up videos that will link up to you, answering your questions and what you want to hear. But thank you so much for watching, even as I get naked and free before you, because I believe my getting naked before you is opening certain things and is doing certain things. So thank you for watching. You've just dined with the Lord. God bless.